Hello, Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. So far we did the analysis and the predictions for the probable results that natives from Aries until Virgo will face in the month of February 2020, that is 2020. Today we will discuss the probable situations and the results that Libra ascendant natives may get in the month of February 2020. Now, at the start of the month, Libra natives will find that their Lagna Lord Venus is placed in the 5th house along with Mercury. Now, for Libra ascendant natives, the 5th house is the house of Saturn, which is Aquarius, and Venus also rules your 8th house. So, the Lagna Lord being placed in the 5th house while it also rules the 8th house shows that there will be at the start of the month a lot of energies concerning career change, a job change, and also probably a sudden event or decision or situation at workplace which may tend to bring gains for you, especially for people who are in finance, accounts, insurance, and connected to jewelry, connected to stone, granite, connected to audits, accounting, wealth management, anything concerned with glamour, anything concerned with food items. So these areas are all good areas of development for Libra ascendant natives in the month of February. This is also a good time for Libra natives because the Lord of the 4th and the 5th house, which is Saturn, is getting into the 4th house in its own sign of Capricorn after 28 years. Now, Saturn is a very strong yoga karaka for Libra natives because Saturn also gets exalted in the sign of Libra, and Saturn rules the 4th and 5th house and getting into the 4th house. So it means that a lot of things are getting triggered for Libra. House, property, cars, luxury items, creating assets is this entire period of next 2.5 years, not just this month. The next 2.5 years is all about creating assets. It's all about building on something, building on savings, building on liquidity through creating assets, and through that increasing your savings. This is a strong point. Also, you'll find that Mars, which rules your 2nd house and the 7th house, is placed in the 2nd house itself. Now, Mars ruling the 2nd house and the 7th house means Mars is a strong component of relationships. 2nd house is the house of immediate family, the house that you are born in, and the relatives that you get at birth, which is father, mother, brother, sisters, and all that, and your immediate birth home, and also the house of relation, which is the 7th house, and is placed in the second house. And Saturn is getting into the 4th house. Now, Saturn, when it gets into the 4th house, it brings in a lot of discipline, order, and structure. And Mars in the 2nd house is about creating discipline at home. Now, Mars is about creating discipline at home through asking people to obey orders, wanting people to act in a certain manner. Mars the general, and Saturn now the planet of discipline and structure, getting into the 4th house. 2nd and 4th house involving the 7th house energy of Mars and the 4th house energy of Saturn, which means you may try to control the people at home, asking them to work in a certain way or to discipline their houses, discipline their lives. Now, because you are suddenly got the bug of discipline, you want everything in order, so you will want everybody in the family also to work with rules and regulations, with discipline, with structure. You can do this, you can't do this, you can't, you have to switch off the light at this particular time, you have to come home at this time. So small rules and regulations, and you try to push that. And because of that, there may be issues at home if you don't manage them very well. It's all good to want order and structure and discipline at home, but if it's your home, you also want that little bit of flexibility. So just keep that in mind. Otherwise, this is a very good period for you to build on assets. So you don't want an angry environment or a frustrated or upset environment at home when good things are about to happen. So just keep that in mind and keep that in motion, that you don't want to get into the bad books of anybody, and you don't want to rub especially family members the wrong way. You will have Jupiter, which rules your third house, also placed in the third house with Ketu. However, what has happened over the last 3-4 years is that Jupiter was transiting from one house to the other, which was all ruled by inimical planets. So it moved from Virgo for a year, it was in Virgo, then which is ruled by Mercury, inimical to Jupiter, then into Libra, the sign of its arch enemy Venus. Then it moved into Scorpio, where Jupiter in the 8th house, the energy of Scorpio, a lot of energy of Jupiter is absorbed, especially because 8th house is also have a lot of say through Saturn, because Saturn is the Karaka of the 8th house. So Jupiter wasn't doing well in the last 3-4 years, so a lot of finance, money was all getting stuck up, and that's why you also find in the market joblessness, unemployment, money not flowing well, banks problem, all that was happening. Only last year November, Jupiter managed to get into its house of Sagittarius, and because from here things were supposed to turn around, but Saturn and Ketu were already waiting there for Jupiter. It is like running from one house to the other when a mob is chasing you, and every house you go to you find a mob already there ransacking the house. Ultimately you run to your own house, but you find the leaders of the mob sitting in your house. So what do you do then? So it's like that, where Jupiter has been trapped between Ketu and Saturn since November, and only end of January, when Saturn would transit into its own sign into Capricorn, does Jupiter get some relief, but Ketu still gives it company. So a lot of spiritual environment, lot of spirituality, lot of looking at religious demeanor also may also infiltrate you. You may also find interested towards more spiritual actions, and you may also maybe not push or feel yourself a little lethargic in the month of February especially. So it's not bad to be a little lethargic, to be a little lazy. However, ensure that work doesn't get left behind and you don't get caught up in the laziness for too long, because Saturn also is a very slow moving planet. Saturn getting into the 4th house, aspecting your 10th house, that itself will bring in some lethargy into you. While results will come, money will come in, stability will also come in, but it will be very slowly. So just guard against laziness and lethargy in this month. This is also because Jupiter also rules your 6th house of service. So any lethargy that you do will impact your service, it will impact your work also, will impact your career. So just be a little careful through the month of February that you don't fall prey to too much of taking a backseat. Now you will find that both Mercury and Venus being in the 5th house, a lot of energy of decision making and doing well in the terms of finance, accounts, and also speculative gains, making investments in property, making investments in some assets which will be of the order. However, be careful through the end of February when Venus will get into your 6th house. Though Venus does well in Pisces, however, Venus doesn't do well in the 6th house. And so this challenge is definitely will be there, because Saturn will be also expecting Venus while Venus transits through the 6th house, while Saturn is placed in the 4th house. So that challenge will definitely be there. So whatever investments you make, whatever decision you make, it's better you do in the first 15 days of the month or first 20 days of the month, and refrain from any decision making from finance point of view, expenses point of view in the later part of the month. After March 12th or 15th of March, it's okay to get back to decision making, which is a better period. But the fag end of February is not the best time to make any decisions around finance and money matters, because this may run into obstacles, because Venus rules the 8th house for Libra natives. So this could not only impact your money and finance issues, earning issues, but also your reputation later on. So avoid that. Secondly, some of you may find relationship challenges end of the month February. So the discipline and the aggression that you showed initial part of the month, trying to discipline people, may somebody may lose their patience through the end of the month, and then they may those actions may backfire. So be careful, and that's why you need to be really patient from the start of the month, even while trying to put your house in order, and not rub the people the wrong way. So it's always better to keep people with you rather than against you when you try to make some changes or bring discipline. So friend, this is my analysis for Libra ascendant natives for the month of February 2020. Please like this video, please share this video, please press the bell icon so that you get to know when my new video is coming. Please subscribe to my channel. If you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. And till we meet some other time, this is your friend, astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.